So, good afternoon, everybody. Myself, ACHARYA VISHVENDRA. I was just discussing about the concept of neural pathways. We just started with an example of comparing two students. One was a good student who is a topper from the top, and another was an average student. And we just compared that these students have different outputs because their neural pathways are different. And the neural pathway involves mind, brain, and the brain waves. The brain waves are of five ranges, which can be described as alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and theta, with delta corresponding to the lowest frequency and the gamma corresponding to the highest frequency. And there is a certain switching mechanism which involves transition from one brain wave to other, which we refer to as the brain wave frequency modulation. So, thing is that inside every living organism, there is a development of neural pathways. Always, even when you are sleeping, the neurons are interacting in a certain way. Your brain is well working, your heart is beating, lungs are working quietly, respiratory system, all the organ systems are doing their task. So there is a certain portion of the brain which does not sleep, and of the mind itself which never sleeps. Who knows that? What is happening within you? So it seems like we are trapped in an information processing system in which every thought, every action, every emotion gets recorded. And we have the power to manipulate things only up to a certain level. It seems like there is some mysterious force, some mysterious entity, some mysterious energy which is controlling everything and is letting things to happen in a certain way. You have free will to do anything, but you cannot afford to challenge that very fundamental thing. You cannot manipulate the recording process within you, however hard you try. There is no way of stopping that recording. Everything is being recorded. There is somebody who knows everything, every vein of you, every melodramacy, every acting, every lie that you speak. There is something inside you who knows everything. It was always there, it is always there, and it will always be there. Everything started from that and will vanish into that. And that something in terms of science is called quantum fields. Beyond everything there exist quantum fields. It has been experimentally shown that if you observe even the vacuum, you just create vacuum using vacuum tubes and an exhaustion thing, you just pull out the entire air and make sure that the atmospheric pressure is very low in you can say that micro of Hg. So there is practically it responds to vacuum, but in that there exist quantum fields, and the manipulation of the quantum fields are the electromagnetic fields or the electromagnetic waves. So if we observe us, just observe you and what is happening within you. So you can feel that you are involved in a certain information processing system. There is a loophole, there is a certain algorithm, you can say that there is a certain matrix in which you think, and that thinking creates more thoughts, and you just react to the thoughts, and it seems like something is forcefully trying to trap you in thoughts. And however hard you try to get rid of the thoughts, more you try to get rid of them, more impulsively they will come. it seems like something want you to be trapped in thoughts, something want you to not focus on the truth of life, something want to make sure that you are trapped within the system. You should not be made available to think beyond the system. Situations are created in which sometimes you think that what lies beyond everything, what will happen after death, why I am born, what is the purpose of life. You have quest to know the fundamentals of life. But then something mysterious will happen within you which will create certain situations, and you are forced to react, you are forced to bound to those situations. It seems like something is testing you remotely without seeing anything, that what actually you are, and your actually or your truth is the neural pathway that you have. Because you know how to know that somebody is lying or is saying truth. So truth is the neural pattern developed inside you, which takes place at the physiological level. False is manipulation, which is creating false information, creating thoughts. But thoughts are not physical, they are metaphysical, they don't have any existence. You can think anything, but you can't say that this thinking is true. Because humans have a tendency to make up stories. This is how we learn, how we evolved. Somebody created a story about the God, that God is like this, he did this. So, if you are biased, you believe that first thing, that God is something who created all this thing, then you will believe everything after that. But there is something inside you which asks for the proofs, which asks for, which can penetrate to the deepest of questions, you see. Why, and why, and at last you will find there is no why, there exists only what. For example, just ask you what is your name, and then ask you why this is your name, who gave it to you, and why he gave it. So you'll go crazy and you will find that there is no answer to these questions. So it's like we all are created by information, and which we don't know are true or false. As said in Bhagavad Gita, that absolute truth is beyond the scope of the five senses. Even Arjuna had to get the extra sensory perception, which we call as the Divya Drishti. He was being given by the God. And after getting the Divya Drishti, he was able to see Krishna's form beyond the physicality. He was able to feel the metaphysical dimensions of Lord Krishna. So it feels like things are quantized, there are passwords to access hyperdimensional information. There is a certain source of global information. Everything started from over there. Everybody, every teacher, every scientist, every philosopher, he is connected to a certain global information database for which you need passwords. And that password is in your DNA. Everybody can't think like Albert Einstein. Everybody is not born genius. Everybody is not Nikola Tesla. So that password is embedded in your genetics. That explains why everybody is different. Everybody is not able to create history. Everybody is not able to do something out of them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.